Most people think that marriages fail because of, big things like cheating, like physical abuse or mental abuse, emotional abuse, or whatever. But there's actually a quieter killer of good marriages that nobody seems to talk about. The moment you begin to hear, okay, um, from the husband or from the wife that I'm not feeling you anymore. It is, I'm not in love anymore. There's no connection between us. I don't love you anymore. It's not you, it's me. You know that thing that they say, this thing I'm about to talk about has begun to creep in. And the bad thing about this thing is that you begin to ignore it. Like most times, couples ignore it and just tend to, keep ignoring it until it is too late. And at that time, you begin to feel like, okay, I don't love my spouse anymore. This marriage was never for me. It was never just for me. Yeah. And the culprit of this situation I'm about to talk about is called emotional disconnection. Yeah, it's very, very, very serious. It is very quiet, it's very slow. You don't know that it happens. And I'm going to be mentioning a lot of factors that allow this to play in a good marriage. Now, what is emotional disconnection? Emotional disconnection just simply when husband and wife are not emotionally present or there for each other. Like, I mean, you might be living in the same house, you might be, yes, you will still be living together, but there's no emotional bond whatsoever. You don't talk about things as deeply as you need to talk about them. You just, maybe your conversation just goes like in the morning, good morning, what are the kids? What's our itinerary for the day? What are the kids going to do? What is are you going to work? Are you not? Are you staying back home for the kids? Just basic conversations like that. And it is a cycle. It keeps happening every single day. Like you just stop, I don't know, you just stop feeling like a team. You just no more laughters in the house. It's just I don't know how to put it, but you don't necessarily talk about things well enough. There is no bond. It's just a struggle every day. Then you start feeling like strangers in your own home. Yeah, now let me tell you some signs that common signs that you know comes to play when emotional disconnection has entered into your marriage. And number one is the same thing that I mentioned. You avoid conversations. Like your conversations are just basic, are just bland, very basic conversations, very, very surface level conversations, very dry conversations. I mean, it's just like, I don't know if it's colleagues talking or maybe a stranger that you met outside and you're just trying to have a conversation with them. That is it. And there is no emotional bond whatsoever. Like you don't even feel safe, sharing your emotions again with your partner because you feel like they're not a safe space, or you feel like they're just going to judge you, or I don't know. You don't see your partner as a partner. You don't see your partner as a team. I mean, there is no more hugs, no more affection towards each other, no kisses, nothing. Like nothing of such. I mean, you even avoid each other without, like, you don't even realize that you're avoiding each other, but you are really avoiding your spouse. I mean, if you feel any of these factors that I have mentioned, it is very possible that emotional disconnection has entered into your marriage without you even knowing or realizing it. Now, what actually causes this emotional disconnection? The truth is that these things, it doesn't just they don't just happen. It's not that you just wake up one day and you're emotionally disconnected with your spouse or from your spouse. But I feel like yeah, there are a lot of factors that just come to play. I mean, number one on my list would be unresolved conflict. And that's why I always say, let us fight that fight. Let us talk about that thing. I don't want to use some kind of words. Let's talk about it. The moment I talk about it, I am a free person. You also are a free person. I don't hold grudges. You don't hold grudges. But when you, I mean, you feel emotionally disconnected from your spouse when you try to ignore conflicts, like you try to run away from them. You feel like the best way to handle conflict is to just brush them off. I mean, you don't want to address them because that's the way you feel like those conflicts would be resolved. No, it doesn't happen that way. Then you begin to patch them up for so long until the emotions and the excitement that you once felt towards your spouse begin to slowly die off. That's one way emotional disconnection can enter into your marriage. Another way is your busy schedules. Everybody is busy. Like life is so fast. We don't even want to bother about the needs of others, of an adult, not to talk of, I mean, sometimes people even ignore the needs of their children. Not to cover your fellow adult. You understand what I mean? So, I mean, you're just too busy. You're just too stressed when you get back from work. I know the money has to be made to cater for the family, to take care of your children, but you're now used to that life that you don't even want to tender or attend to the emotional needs of your spouse. And at the end of it all those emotional needs just begins to wear off, and you feel like your spouse is a bad person because I don't know. It's just how it goes. Because everybody has emotional needs. Adults have emotional needs. Children have emotional needs. So if you just ignore these things, it leads to emotional disconnection, whether you like it or not. That's why I say prepare to get married. Marriage is not a child's play. They are needs that you need to satisfy between I said between you and your spouse. Do you understand? Now another way is lack of communication. You know that sometimes you just tend to assume that your spouse needs this and that without effectively communicating your needs to your spouse. You just assume, and at the end of the day, that's why I say couples should communicate. Like, what is your love language? I tell you mine, you tell me yours, and we work to satisfy each other through our love language or however you want to be satisfied. But stop assuming in your head, because you people, even though you are one, you're still different people. So you don't assume, even if you've had past relationships, and you just bring that whole experience from your past relationships into your present relationship, and you assume that, okay, this is what a man needs, this is what a woman needs, and I just ignore what she actually needs, and you assume, and you're trying. Just communicate. That's the essence. Communicate. If you ignore communication, effective communication, you are just gearing towards emotional disconnection with your spouse or from your spouse, whatever the case may be. Now, another way that you can become emotionally disconnected from your spouse is unforgiveness, you know, past wounds, past things that you have bottled up inside and you have refused to forgive. See, I always say before you get married, just try and maybe forgive one or two persons that have offended you outside, because you need a forgiving spirit to stay married, whether you like it or not, to remain happily married, not just stay married. Do you get? So check yourself. Are you someone that holds grudges? Are you someone that you know just tend to hold grudges, that keeps malice all the time? Marriage will be very difficult for you. So Unforgiveness is another way that you can be emotionally disconnected from your spouse. You see, your spouse did one thing to you. When I continue to say marriage will try those things that you feel like you cannot forgive, you will come into marriage and you will forgive them. Now I'm not even talking about cheating or abuse. Like I said, that's not the topic of discussion here. But there are some things that you feel like, oh, if an outsider does this thing to me, I'm not, come on, who are you? You're gonna forgive it inside that marriage. So have a forgiving spirit before you enter into your marriage. Except, I mean, you want to be emotionally disconnected from your spouse. I don't know what you want for your marriage. So those are a few ways that, I don't know, that a few things that just kill good marriages. And all these things are, this emotional disconnection that I'm talking about is very serious because it's a silent killer, it's a slow killer, and it is until it has dealt with your marriage that you begin to realize it. It's very, very easy to ignore because people are not doing the big things like cheating. Nobody's cheating, nobody is even yelling, nobody is even abusing anybody. It's just slow and silent, and it happens until, and it just happens. Then the moment it happens, you just realize it's already too late. And one person says, I don't love you anymore, I don't fancy you anymore, I'm not happy again, I don't feel what I used to feel, there's no more excitement, all those things that they say when they want to end a relationship. They begin to say it. But to be honest, to be very frank, there is nothing that doesn't have any remedy in this life. The truth, and the honest truth is that you can still fix it. I mean, especially when both parties are willing to work on their marriage. Like, I don't know, you can just fix it. I'm not a relationship therapist or whatever, but I feel like, when you have those deep conversations, you can also seek counseling. You can also do a lot of things like have conversations, communicate, put those phones down. Like, put it down. Those phones are a big distraction. Put it down. Talk with your husband, talk with your wife. Do you understand? There is nothing that doesn't have any remedy. I mean, spend quality time with each other as opposed to, just, I don't know, everything is about the kids, everything is what are the kids doing today? No, no, no. Try and spend quality time with your spouse. Go on vacations, go on holidays. You can always reconnect that bond. It's not a, I mean, it doesn't mean that it's the end, but both parties have to be willing. That's just the honest truth. So, if you've listened up until this point, I just want to tell you, I don't know, whoever might watch this, don't let this creep into your marriage. Like, do not ignore these signs because this disconnection I'm talking about, it is, I don't know, it is silent. It is just silent. You're not going to, it's not clearing, it's not a big thing, but it's a big thing. You understand? I don't know how to put it. It's a quiet thing, but at the same time it is very powerful. Yeah, it's very powerful. So just check your marriage and just know what's up. Know what's up. That's the point of it. All these good marriages, they don't fail overnight. Nah, they don't fail overnight. It just stems from, bottled up pain, issues here and there, emotional starvation, that at the end of the day you're like, is marriage even worth it? Marriage is worth it, my people. I always preach marriage, it's worth it. Okay? But just try to be intentional about it. Yeah, that's it. That brings me to the end of my video. Thank you all so much for watching this episode. Like this video, subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you all in another video. Bye.